Hi everyone, I'm a developer and wanted to show you how I use Cephable to speed up my engineering flows. I am currently working on a side project that is a little desktop app for reminders. I have a couple of things left to do, so let's do it together. First, I will turn on microphone and navigate to my code editor. Open Visual Studio Code. Hide panel. Show integrated terminal. Start. This is my task flow app that is used to remind me what to do and what is left, as well as prioritizing my tasks. Let's go ahead and add a couple of things that needs to get done today. Type, review tests and make sure that they are passing. Setting a high priority for this, due today. Type, refactor code and make it cleaner. Ideally, this would be done after all our functional work is done, so I'm going to set it for tomorrow. Type, implement and duplicate task function. I meant just duplicate task function here, keeping it to medium and adding this. So a couple of things to do for today. We're going to sort by priority to keep us focused, and it seems like it's sorting in the reverse order. Let's go ahead and check our test cases and make sure if it's working as expected. Create terminal, test, it seems like we are failing the same test cases here of the sorting being off. Let's go ahead and fix it. It seems that we are doing b.priority minus a.priority, but the task should actually be a minus b in order to get it in the correct order. Let's test it again. Test. This is passing. Let's run the app. Start. Amazing. So now we set it by priority and it is working as expected. I can even check off the first to-do list that we have reviewed our tests and made sure that they are passing. The next thing we need to do is implement the duplicate task function. To do that, I have some stubbed out code and example of what I would like for it to do. So we're going to go to the task file where I've defined some models, copy this code, go to my rewrite, add in other context, we're going to go to our task service, and here in our stubbed out code, we're going to use it to rewrite and implement the duplicate task. Type, implement the duplicate task function using the specification I gave you and the context of how the model is. We're going to put our cursor here, click submit, but at the same time, I'm actually going to change focus and check on our changes so far. So it seems like we made a very simple change that fixed it, didn't have to change any test cases, and our implementation is running in the background. And then we have a cursor indicator on where we would like our information to go. This is done. I'm going to go ahead and copy it, put it in that placeholder area, and it seems like I have some minor type things to fix up to make sure that this is working as expected. So this is done, and then all of our comments are done. And so this is implemented, but now let's wire it up. In our task channel, we have a create function there. Here, we're going to also add IPC handle tasks.duplicate to add our duplicate task. All All right, let's see where tasks.create is being used. Seems like it's being used in our preload. We're going to go ahead and do duplicate, task.duplicate. Now that's added. And then in our renderer file, where we define duplicate, we're going to uncommon disabled, rechange the title to say duplicate, and then add in our event listener. Awesome. Now let's go ahead and start our app and see if the changes make sense. Start. Start. Okay, it's no longer disabled. And if I copy it, then it's also working as expected. So this is great. It adds a copy at the end. We don't really need it right now, so go ahead and delete it. And now we have implemented our duplicate task function. Great job, everyone. For the last thing, we need to refactor code and make it cleaner. To do that, I'm actually going to ask Cephable to do it because it will free me up from doing other things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the automate task, and here I'm going to click on folders, give it my task flow demo project that I've been working off of, and tell it that it needs to give me suggestions on how to do code cleanup. Tell me how to make this code cleaner. Let's go ahead and start it. And this is also going to run in the background, which means I can do other things. So one of the things that I want to show you is in my Visual Studio Code app controls, I have taken the pre-built controls given from Cephable and added some of my own custom ones to make things faster. I showed you some of them earlier today, like running an app, it runs the script, npm run start, and then clicks enter, and that opens my app. The test one is npm run test and enter, and I have a couple of different commands I can use to invoke it. Now, if you're on the plus, you can also have intelligent voice commands, which will let you say things like run that test case instead of always having exact matching like in basic. I have some Git ones as well, like adding changes, messages, and formatting. Let's go ahead and take a look at them while I'm running automate in the background. Hide panel, show integrated terminal, create terminal, format, add changes, message, type, implemented priority fix and duplicate function. Okay, whenever we're ready, we can go ahead and push these changes and create it ready for a PR. What we're going to do now is I'm going to go back to my automate and look at where it's ending at. It's currently looking at the folder at my task flow demo and recursively reading each file in order to know how to give it the best suggestions on cleaning up the code. And here you can see, tell me how to make the code cleaner. I'm going to keep this running for now so you can see the automate steps happening, but Cephable will be running this in the background so I can actually do other things. Amazing. It seems like we have some suggestions on how to review it and what we can be doing to do better. So thank you for joining me today, and I hope you got to learn how to use Cephable to make your engineering flows faster and more productive.